Joe Hopkins here, and today I'm talking to you about counterfeit guitars. This is not a counterfeit guitar. This is my Firefly FFLP. And so what do I mean by counterfeit? Well, this is a Les Paul style guitar, right? But Firefly, they have their name on it. It says Firefly. That's their brand. So it's a style of guitar. It's a type of guitar, a single cut or Les Paul style guitar. It looks like a classic Gibson Les Paul guitar, but they're not pretending it's a Gibson. It says Firefly. I bought it from Firefly. What I mean by counterfeit are the guitars that are meant to look just like a Gibson, that say Gibson on them, or Fender. They're made to look like a Stratocaster or a Telecaster, and it says Fender on it, that they're passing off as the real thing. So you see those on eBay, you know, the Chibsons and stuff like that. And it's usually, in my experience, Les Pauls and Stratocasters that get copied the most. Les Pauls primarily because they're expensive guitars. A Les Paul is pricey. So, you know, I guess larger profit margin for counterfeiting. But other guitars that are counterfeited pretty often are Martin acoustic guitars. And obviously a lot of like the signature guitars, more valuable guitars, those Gibson dual necks, like the Jimmy Page type guitars. Different signature model guitars are counterfeited a lot. They found, they caught a bunch of counterfeit guitars going through Dulles, I think like a year ago, something like that. Here, I'll show the picture there. And obviously, those are some, you know, counterfeits of some rather valuable guitars. And that makes sense. You know, if you're going to spend the time doing a decent counterfeit job, you kind of want to make it worth your while. So you counterfeit the price of your guitars. And the thing with counterfeits is some of them are done really well. Some of them actually are pretty good guitars, you know, like with some of the Chibsons. You don't seem to see them as much anymore, but you did for a while there. Saw a lot of Chinese-built Gibson copies that they're passing off as Gibsons. And some of them were pretty good. They were decent guitars, especially because, you know, for the price, because they cost less, since, you know, they cost less than a Gibson a lot of times. Sometimes not. Sometimes they're trying to pass them off actually as a Gibson and sell them at a Gibson price. But some of them are decent and some of them aren't. And the reason why you want to avoid counterfeit guitars, sometimes it can be hard to tell, but if the price is like way too good to be true, you might want to be a bit skeptical. And the reason why it's good to avoid those is because you don't know what quality you're getting. Now, I'll admit Gibson was having quality control issues for a good while there, but still, it wasn't like that bad. It just wasn't up to par with what Gibson should be, you know, especially for the price they charge. But with the counterfeits, you really don't know what you're getting because you're not getting a level of quality associated with that brand name, and whoever's making them isn't putting their name on it. They're not put like this. This says Firefly. I bought it from Firefly. It's a Les Paul style guitar. But Firefly wants me to be happy with this guitar because they want to sell more guitars. And if word gets out that Firefly guitars suck, people won't want to buy them. Now, Firefly guitars don't suck. I've reviewed this, and I really like my Firefly guitar. I've really appreciated this guitar a lot. So word gets out that it's good, and people want to buy more Firefly guitars. But for the counterfeiters, they don't have to make a good guitar. Their name isn't on it. They're putting Gibson's name or Fender's name or Martin's name on it. And it's just to get money. So, I mean, what I'm saying is the main reason to avoid buying a counterfeit, if you see a Gibson Les Paul that's supposed to be a real Gibson Les Paul that's selling for $200 or $300, you could buy a Firefly for $200 and you're going to get a consistent level of quality with these instruments. You're going to get something that Firefly cared enough to put their name on. If you buy an Xavier or a Wolf or a Harley Benton, they cared enough to put their name on it. They're concerned to a degree about quality. And you're not going to get that with counterfeits. So if you see that $200 Les Paul Custom or Les Paul Studio or whatever it is, you might not want to believe it. And if you know something's a counterfeit, you might want to be cautious about it. Now, like I said, I'm not talking about people that do copies. They put their name on it and it matters. I'm not even talking about a Gibson copy that you buy from a particular guitar maker. You know, the Les Paul that Slash originally bought and used on Appetite for Destruction is famously not a Gibson, even though it says Gibson. But the guy who built it, he bought it from. That person cares about whether or not that's a good guitar. Because even though it's not the name on the headstock, he sold it directly to the guy. You know, he sold it directly to Slash. Slash knows where he got it. That guy doesn't want a bad rep as being a crappy luthier. So, you know, but the guitar that you don't know where it came from, it's a deal too good to be true. Yeah, it's probably too good to be true. So be careful about counterfeits. If you know something's a counterfeit, you might want to think twice. That's my rant. That's my rant today. That's my rant about counterfeit guitars. I do love my Firefly, though. Not a counterfeit. That does not qualify. That's what I'm saying. Gibson went out there and tried to say that everybody doing these types of guitars, they're not legitimate, but it is. It's a legitimate guitar. But not the ones where they put Gibson's name on it. And I'm picking on Gibson. I'm mentioning Gibson the most because Gibson literally is the brand that seems to get counterfeited hands down the most, with Fender probably right behind them. So, you know, those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. There's a comment section down there. Tell me your thoughts below. And, you know, hit subscribe. It's down there somewhere. There's a little subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.